super special. I dreamt of this, so being here now, it's definitely a full circle moment for sure.
Is there a process particularly more than some others? Players, stuff like that.
It's been really cool, being able to see like most of the guys you grew up with, like in this position. A lot of freshmen that I played with and had camps with. But it's really cool, going through this process, talking to teams. Like,
What is it about your game that you want teams to know most about? That if they were to pick you, this is the kind of player they're going to get.
yeah, just versatility. I feel like I can do a lot of things on the court. I'm a two-way player. I'm gonna go hard every time I step on the court. Play with that chip on my shoulder, and I feel like I always find a way to impact winning.
You obviously come from a very athletic family. What kind of advice have they given you in terms of making the jump from college ranks to professional?
Yeah, my dad and my brother Andrew just both went through the same process I'm going through, the pre-draft process. So just telling me to continue to work hard. It's some of the toughest workouts of your life. But they said just keep going, stay humble, and just keep my faith.
How you've been in Chicago? Have you met with the Mavericks yet? How do you feel like you potentially fit?
Yeah, I haven't met with them, but definitely feel like I can fit into that role for sure. I played with Cooper before on the USA team. Really cool kid, really high character, and obviously a really spectacular player. And then Kyrie, I remember just watching him on the Cavs. It's just really special. The things he can do with the ball. I feel like I would fit in right with them.
Do you plan to meet with them while you're here?
If they have an interview set up for me, for sure, that would be cool.
What's just the process like with your jumper right now? Just kind of working through some mechanical things.
Yeah, just trying to shoot the ball the same way every time. Working with Chris Johnson right now, I feel like my workout's been going good. I didn't shoot it well on Monday, but if you have bad shooting days, sometimes you can't really get too hard, too low about it. Kind of just stay even kill about it.
It looked like you mechanically had changed some things since the season. Did you make some deliberate mechanical changes?
Not necessarily. I feel like my mid-range is kind of the same. I've always had a high release in the mid-range. Thought I shot the mid-range pretty solid. For my three, trying to bring it down a little bit lower to get more arc. Didn't really shoot it well, but can't get too high or too low about it, like I said. But just continuing to work on that, not letting that try to consume me, knowing that I can do other things in the court, to affect the game, affect winning. I feel like I've won my whole career, and I feel like I can do that at the NBA stage as well.
Speaking of other parts of the court, what's an underrated or overlooked skill of yours you think people haven't noticed?
Definitely my passing and playmaking. I feel like I could be like a point forward type player at the next level. Making the right reads. I feel like I'm a good connector as well.
And what has your conversations been like with Arizona? Just with this whole process?
Yeah, they've been going good. Tommy says he's supporting me with whatever I do. He's always going to support me. He's happy, with whatever I do. So, yeah.
And talking about skills you have, what are some that you take from players when you're watching film, and what players have you watched?
Yeah, I really like Paulo's game. The way he's bigger body, he can handle the ball, get downhill, put foul pressure on the rim. Still working on his J, but kind of like me, I'm still working on my J, trying to get better at that. I feel like I take some things from Kawhi too, the way he can play both sides of the ball. I feel like I really take defense seriously, and it's something that I feel like I could be the best defender in this class.
Best of luck, bro.
Thank you.
You were very